Alright, Shalom Yasharahla. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Makah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, Qam, out just pushing the truth in love and sincerity and in charity with all humility. Okay, this is the brother Yashawan from the GMS Bombers Camp, back again with another brief lesson. Okay, you've seen the name of the title. For jealousy is the rage of a man. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Okay, so I have here on this screen. Okay, for Qam, alright, you know the precepts. Okay, just by reading this alone. Okay, this is on TikTok. Say a student stabs girlfriend, which that's his wife. Okay, 51 times in jealous rage after she refused to tell him phone pin. Okay, after she refused to tell him phone pin. So obviously, just probably an Edomite. Okay, all right. So she refused to tell him his pin. Okay, because he probably wanted to go in, and probably check something or whatever have you. All right, and anytime you see a woman refusing to give her husband or her boyfriend or whatever a pin, okay, is something she hiding. She don't want him to see. Okay, same thing with if you married, okay, your husband. Okay, if a woman who's married and her husband asks her to see her phone and she hides it, okay, and he asks to see her pin and she hides the pin, obviously it is something she's hiding that she don't want him to see. Okay, something basically adulterous. Okay, because what else she could be hiding? All right, probably text messages, phone calls from a certain person. Okay, so they say a medical student ruthlessly stabbed his girlfriend 51 times because she wouldn't tell him her phone pin in a horrific jealous, all right, jealous row. Okay, so the victim dad described the murderer as an animal because no such force was used, that the blade snapped during the brutal attack. All right, the whole point is that what people don't realize is that when you come together in a relationship, okay, and the relationship is serious, all right, if you're not into this guy or into this woman or whatever have you, then you should really let them know, all right, how you feel and stuff like that, all right, so that they could probably move on, all right, or gradually come out of that relationship. But if you're gonna have your phone or will pin, all right, and your husband asks you to see your phone, if you ain't hiding nothing, then why do you need to keep it from him? All right. So this stuff makes a man jealous, and the scriptures talks about it. Okay. There's Proverbs 6:34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, which is a husband's fury. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. All right. So you carrying on, and you hiding the pen, or you don't want to give him the pen or whatever of you. You don't know he's a jealous man. Okay. Now you may probably think he ain't that jealous, but you don't know when that spirit hops on you. You don't know what the hell you're gonna do. All right. jealousy is the rage of a man. All right. Proverbs 27:4. What is cruel and anger is Salak. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous. Torrent. But who is able to stand before envy? Okay? Wrath is cruel. You see that? He stabbed this woman 51 times because that was the rage of jealousy. That was the wrath of jealousy. Okay? So these days, people out here, all right, playing with the people's emotions and stuff like that. You don't know. You don't know what could happen when you play with a man's emotions. Okay? Song of Solomon 8:6. Set me a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm, for love is strong as death. You hear people say, boy, I love you to death? Trust me, that's what they mean. They love you to death. Okay? Nobody can have you but them. So if you're gonna be in a relationship and a man say he love you to death, and then you ain't feeling that man no more, and then you gonna say you wanna go out to have another man, chances are that man can love you to death. Alright? For love is strong as death, and jealousy is cruel. Alright? Hard, severe as the grave. So that man would stab his woman 51 times. He loved her to death. Okay? The coals thereof are coals of fire, the flames, which had a most vehement flame. Okay? Now let's look up this word vehement. Alright? This word vehement. Vehement. Marked by forceful energy. 51 times he flicking stab up. And as the father said, alright, as the father said, because so much force was used that the blade snapped during the brutal attack. You see? So he vehemently, did what he did. Marked by forceful energy, powerful. Okay? Intensely emotional, impassionate. Okay? Bitterly. See, when people read these scriptures, you got to read these scriptures with understanding and know what's going on. These scriptures you're supposed to apply to your life. Scriptures also tell you whatsoever things are written before time are written for our learning. Okay? That we might have hope. Alright? Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime, beforehand, were written for our learning, that we, through patience, perseverance, and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So all these things we reading right now, we learn these things and apply it to our lives. So when we get in whatever situation we may get in, we will know how to deal with it. Okay? Song of Solomon, set me a seal upon thine heart, a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death, jealousy is cruel as the grave, the coals thereof are coals of fire, which had a most vehement flame. Okay? Which had a most impassionate, which had the most powerful, okay, fervent flame. All right? So when you're gonna get in these type of relationship and you're gonna do fool, just know that that man say he love you till death or unto death. Okay? And I know a few guys back in the world who I know, they told me personally that if they woman fool with them in this such manner, they will kill them. Alright? I'll keep joking around. Seek Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Follow his ways. Live in them and do them. That will keep you. Alright, so with that, Lord, will this lesson was edified. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, Akim, for his pushing the truth in love and sincerity, and in charity with all humility. Shalom and a Babal. Qam Yasharahla.